All right, what is going on, you Team 26s? How y'all doing today? And welcome back to another video. So today I really want to talk about how big can Splatoon esports become with Splatoon 2. And it's a broader question than something we usually tackle in one of these videos, but I think, as we are just days away from the launch, I think it's something I really wanted to look at. So to start off, Splatoon has a lot of things going for it. Obviously, Nintendo has made huge improvements to just the competitiveness of the game in general through the removing of invincibles, and they've retooled stealth jump and QR to the point where you're not gonna be able to stack them and just sort of basically survive that way. Or they fixed the issues that were core to the game not being competitive in Splatoon 1 is the best way to say that. Now, what they've also shown through sort of them partnering with these esports organizations, but esports companies such as ESL, they've shown that they are willing to, help this esport grow and support it, which is something we haven't seen from Nintendo really at all. Obviously, the Pokemon Company, which is separate from Nintendo, has obviously done a really good job of growing their esport, but from a Nintendo first party IP, it's sort of the first time we're seeing them give this amount of support to one of their own esports. The fact that Splatoon 2 is coming out very early in the Switch's life cycle also helps it out, or also helps the growth of the competitive scene out, because there's going to be a lot of new users who are looking for games to play, and so thus will maybe pick up Splatoon. They'll want to join the competitive scene, or want to learn more about the competitive scene, whatever it is, and thus will be able to. And so the scene will be able to generate a lot of new viewers, new eyes, and just allow it to grow more. And this effect is almost doubled by the fact that the Wii U didn't sell that well. So people picking up Splatoon 2 a lot of them are going to be brand new to Splatoon, and so it's not like you're recycling the same user base that you had in Splatoon 1. You're very much adding to it. Now, I would say that the biggest thing that competitive Splatoon has going for it is actually the community, simply because this competitive Splatoon was basically born out of a game that literally had no way for you to even play with your friends when it first launched. So the fact that there are people who are willing and driven enough to build a competitive scene literally from nothing is incredibly important for the scene to grow, because as much as Nintendo can try and make this game competitive, if there aren't people who are willing to do the physical playing and the promoting of it, the game, it's never going to go anywhere. So I think the community that Splatoon has and has built is incredibly well suited to build an esport. Now, this doesn't mean that everything looks really perfect for Splatoon 2 to become this giant esport. I think the thing that could hold it back the most is because Nintendo has said that they're going to stop doing the free updates at around a year after the game comes out, and that Nintendo has also said they like to have one game per console life cycle. It could very well mean that we are stuck with whatever the final version of that game is after a year for many years to come. Now, this doesn't spell the end. It doesn't totally derail the Nintendo or Splatoon 2 esport hype train, but it could potentially slow it down if there are major issues that come up after the fact, or after Nintendo starts updating, such as what happened with QR and SJ because obviously that meta didn't really evolve until after the updates had started. So despite the fact that very easily could have been fixed, it ended up not getting fixed. So is it the worst thing? No. You look at Melee, a game can totally survive despite not having constant developer updates. It definitely helps when you look at a game like CSGO, where their dev team is incredibly devoted to making sure the game is as competitive as possible. And you see how much CSGO has grown and is still growing. There's definitely a little bit of reason to be worried, but it's not the end of the world. Now, where do I predict Splatoon 2 will sort of end up as an esport? I think a melee-sized scene is very reasonable, particularly if Nintendo really goes all in terms of their support of it, and starts running tournaments, sets up like this competitive league, and really, basically, there needs to be a way for players to make a living off of this game, because that's the only way you're going to see enough content creation, enough, personalities sort of develop to where there are faces for the scene. Because right now you really have Dude, who has done a great job of sort of pioneering Splatoon esports, and like realistically without him, who knows where the scene is. But you're really just now starting to see the growth of other personalities come up. And if Nintendo can help foster that, it's only going to get better and it's only going to get bigger. So yeah, I'm very optimistic. I think what we've seen from Nintendo specifically in terms of the game itself, it looks very good for the esport to grow. But yeah, that's all I got for today, guys. Let me know your opinions in the comments, as always. And yeah, that'll do it all for today. So thank you so much for watching. Obviously, if you enjoyed, please remember to click that like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.